Hi, my name's Will. Welcome to my channel. If you don't know or seen it before, I've lived on the island of Rhodes in Greece for 15 years now, this April. And I usually do stuff out and about in the fields, the flowers and the plants and the wildlife and the crystals that I dig up, the pottery that I find with the stamps and date it back to 3rd to 1st century BC. This is a wee bit different. We're still in lockdown here in Greece. This is April 2021 and we're still in curfew at 9 o'clock at night, but it's easing. We're getting out, allowed to go out at the weekends seemingly, and once the vaccinations have been fully rolled out, it'll ease even more. I due mine this month, my second one in July. For my age group, for some reason they missed it, but they've come back to everybody over 60 needs to get vaccinated. However, by the by, I'm always looking for things to do, and my imagination runs wild because we're sort of stir crazy. And if you've seen videos before, I've done how to make a dash cam out of a base of a kettle and put a wee GoPro camera on it, my fishing rod, the GoPro mount on it. It goes to 3.5 meters. It's fantastic just to give you a different aspect. Taking pictures, and I've done a spoof of a drone. I kidded on it was a drone, but I don't think I fooled anybody. However, this is what I'm going to show you. I was using my woodshed during the year just to store things in that, and the wood shed's just about empty now, and I'm just cutting down a big pine tree in the back garden, and that'll store it for next year. It's not my tree, it was here when I first arrived, about this height, and now it's about 40 feet high, and it needs to come down because it's causing problems with these olives. It's an olive grove that's up there, and the pines are all coming down into my garden and choking off the flowers, and seemingly they're quite acidic, and if you've got sort of delicate flowers in there, it kills them. So it's coming down. I've been loading that. Anyway, when I was in the woodshed, which is behind the camera, I came across a tub that was closed. Not this one, it was a closed one, and inside it was these offcuts that somebody had given me maybe 5-6 years ago, and it was in a big tub that was closed, and inside it is just offcuts of a pergola. The guy had got a pergola built at his house and over the pergola, and these are all the offcuts. They're all almost the same size. They're not quite perfect, you know, because they just don't match perfectly, because it was obviously just not on a pattern, but it was just somebody cutting it at the same bit. You can see they're all higgledy-piggledy a wee bit. Anyway, I was looking at these cuts, and if you can see in the table here, I've sanded a few of them to make them, you know, quite nice and that. And I thought, God, they make nice patterns, and the way they're angled, they all fit in to the curves and that. So I started making pot stands I've got lots of pots outside here, plant pots, and it was just to keep them off the ground so that the water could run out. Because a lot of the pot plants you get here, a lot of the pots you buy don't have holes in them. You've got to put holes in them yourself. I don't know why that is. Some reason, you know, the water's got to get out, or you just kill a lot of plants. Flood them and drown them, and they don't work. Anyway, I looked at this, and as you can see from here, and I got a couple of lids of coffee jars, coffee tins, big coffee tins, Nescafe, and stuck it in the middle, big sunflower, or a different one in the middle, any colour you like, gold, red, and then if you can see this here, you will see it later on, because I'm going to stop and move the camera behind me and do all the figures that I've seen in my imagination, just using these bitsy offcuts. You can see that one there, it's like the sea and a yacht on it, and there's a mirror behind that. It was going to be the sun, but it was just something I was playing about with. And the amount of things that you could do with these bits of wood is unreal. You know, right away you can pick a flower, the bottom of a flower, the flower head, and you could fix all these together and paint them, or not paint them, varnish them, and fix them to a blank wall in your garden, or even in your house if you've got plenty of walls outside. And you could paint these like big sunflower yellow, or any colour you like. But it's amazing the amount of figures you get out of just this. And you know, I'm just looking at them. You know, you've got seagull, hawk, it doesn't matter, bird flying, lots of different things, and something in between. If you use something else, if you've got a good imagination, or little offcuts or smaller offcuts like this, because I was doing things like a fish with the tail in it. You know, it's just amazing what you think of. And one of the things up in Rhodes town in the harbour, and it's to do with Greece, they're everywhere, is like two dolphins, bronze statuette in the harbour, in the water, jumping. And I thought, a wee face on them. No, this seems childish, but the things that you think of to try and pass the time, because you're just looking for stuff to do, because you can't go anywhere, and it's amazing. And or, you know, it doesn't matter which way you put them. Whales coming out the water, you know, next to your yacht, and there's the start of, you know, you can see that there is another flower, isn't it? And it's open spaced, apart from this one that's all closed up. Anyway, that's just to let you see what it's going to be. It's a wee sort of arts and crafty type thing. If you like that, fine. If you don't, you don't. But hopefully it'll be of interest to somebody, and if there are any entrepreneurs out there that want to start up a business doing these block sets for kids, well, watch what happens to these bits of wood and the things that you can get just using your imagination. It's endless. So without further ado, I'll move the camera to behind me, and I'll show you all the things that I'll let you see. First of all, this was the first thing I seen, the plant holder, and it was just with four of these, two there, screwed together, and you've got a pot stand, no problem. And then I looked at it and I thought, oh, and I just turned it, and it looks like a Chinese pagoda style pot stand, you know. And then it went together, and there's a butterfly, and lots of things, swallow, or a big beetle, or anything. However, you'll see after this bit, you'll just see stills then of everything coming together and how it does it. And hope you like it. And if you do, give us a wee thumbs up. There are a lot of people looking at my some of the things I've done on my channel, but not getting a lot of thumbs up. People are looking, but they're not going thumbs up. If you don't like it, that's fine. But if you do, that'd be great. And I'll see you in a bit. Cheers. they are. I hope you enjoyed that. I know some of them are a bit childish, that, but it's aimed really at keeping your kids occupied if they're in the house and still in lockdown, or even outside. It's pieces of wood, and you can do amazing things with these just wee blocks of wood. Light as a feather. I think it's just pine wood, this. But it was only offcuts off a pergola. They cut them off every plank of wood just to make the slope of a pergola each end. And they lay in my shed for 5, 6 years, maybe more, 10 years maybe, since I got them, because it's a long time since that pergola was done. One of the neighbours, and he's gone back to England now, so he's not here. But it was just a wee thing, just to show you, and just for something to look at. I'm going to do a few other things in painting next, because I think our lockdown won't ease here too much till July. I don't think we'll see any tourists in Greece till July, although the rumours, I think it's actual fact, that we've got German tourists in Crete, and it's been reported that they have been tested positive, some of them, for the coronavirus, which is incredible how they can do that. Okay, tourism is a great thing for Greece, and it keeps everybody in a job, and that's their main source of income for almost everybody. Tourism, it's unbelievable, the amount of money that's spent here by tourists, and if that is gone, there's really nothing else. You know, there's no manufacturing factories or anything like that apart from the mainland. We're on islands here, and that's all the islands have got. And I think the first flights that I can see online from Jet2 are the middle of July from Manchester, and I don't think there'll be anything before that. And I've got to say, it would be incredible for floods of tourists to come here when nothing is open, and we're in red lockdown on this island now because we've got that many cases, and we've got a curfew 9 o'clock at night. It just beggars belief that they can bring tourists in here, and tourists will come because they're desperate really to get away and get a holiday. And but you know, you've got to put it in perspective and sit back and say, is this a good thing? To us on the island it's not, but we know that we need the income for the people that live here. I mean, I live here, and I'm fortunate enough that I'm retired, and I've got income, but not from working. But the people that need to work can't. I mean, there's places getting built here on beaches, which are permanent features, like a big decking on Gloucester Beach, which is not far from here, one of the best golden sand beaches down this side of the island. And I put up a great big platform, like a stage thing, so that they can have these red moon and sundown parties on the beach, which is incredible. And there's nobody here, but they're still building it in the hope that when they do come, the tourists come, then there'll be a lot of facilities open for them. But at this minute in time, nothing's open. No shops, nothing like that, apart from supermarkets. All the shops up in Rhodes town closed. You can only have takeaway coffees, so you can't sit anywhere and talk like the villages. It's part of life here, going to the cafes and sitting and talking and discussing what's happening in the world. And you can't do it. This little village has a bakery which is open for business because it's food, and a little supermarket, and our great taverna, Chris's, is closed. So that whole family who aren't making money, and we can't go anywhere. because there's nowhere to go, and it'll be great when it's lifted. It's getting on everybody's nerve now, isn't it? However, we'll just need to see how it goes. If the vaccinations are taking effect everywhere in the world, it'll start opening up and easing off, but I don't think we'll get back to normality ever again. But it'll be near enough as we can make it by the end of this year, I think, but it won't be before that. So I'll just need to think of something else to show you. I've got a big board over here, harbour. I'm going to paint it. I'm going to put a painting on it, and I'll make a video of me doing a painting. I used to watch Bob Ross when he was alive. Well, he's still all there on YouTube, all his programs that were on, and the joy of painting. And I watched him, and I always was good at art, and I thought I could do that. So I've done quite a few pictures. They're all back in Scotland now because I gave them all away to friends and relations who really liked them. I mean, to me they were cracking, but I've got a board over here that I'm going to paint, and I'll see what I'll come up with. I don't know if I'll do Lindo's Bay or something like that from photographs that I've taken of Lindo's Bay, or something else. Who knows? However, hope to see you soon. Bye for now.